Hello, girls. How are you all? I'm sure you're doing great. All of you are happy and healthy at home. Now, girls, we've been studying about unity for quite some time now. And this is something new, something fun, something very creative, but related to the elements that we have already studied in detail. All right. I am hoping that all of you have enjoyed a lot the DIY that I put up in the last week's class, and I'm waiting for creative outputs. I hope you had a lot of fun with that. Now, as you all can read, we are very basically going to design cafe. All of you know what cafes are? I'm sure you do. Why? Because the cafe culture here in our city, Lahore, is very, very popular. And you find it almost everywhere and anywhere, right? Now, what we need to learn or explore in this area is to use the elements of design. Now, do you all remember what the elements of design are? Line, shape, form, texture, color, size, right? Now, we need to create repetition, closeness, and similarity in size, color, type of line or form through the use of elements of design. All right? We are going to look at a few of these paintings that have been created by Wayne. These paintings are of cakes and desserts. Now, in every cafe, I want you to relate this to real life, right? Everybody goes out for dinner or snacks with their family or cousins, right? Now, all the restaurants have this little counter where they have their desserts displayed very, very attractively so that it's mouth-watering. Remember, every time we study or we discuss visual thinking, we discuss the fact that it triggers a question in your mind. It triggers a thought or sense in yourself, right? Similarly, when these desserts or cakes or sweets are displayed attractively with the use of unity, then automatically our eyes and attention is drawn towards them and we feel like taking a bite out of it. Okay, now we're going to look at a few of his examples that he's created. Let's look at this first one. Now, these are a bunch of cakes, different flavors, shapes, and sizes. But generally, if you notice, they're all circular, right? All circular, but there's one little cake that's at the back and it's half a cake, right? Now, why? A lot of questions will come to your mind, I'm sure, because that's how visual thinking starts working. You see a picture, you see an image, and then it automatically triggers your questioning process. The thing that we will keep in mind is keeping it in terms of art. Now, do you see the unity here? He's created the shadows very specifically. You can tell the direction of the light. The shape is circular, the sizes vary, but it all looks very appealing to the eye. Okay? And the next example, now this is very imaginative. Nowadays, maybe we don't come across such colorful desserts, But online, I'm sure you go through a lot of pages, a lot of home-based bakers that put up a lot of effort in their works. They make these fancy cakes that are bright and colorful with a lot of character in it. So this is one of the works that he's painted. You can actually, create a dessert out of your imagination as well. That's perfectly fine. Anything that you could think of and then just put it out on paper. Like when I was young, I'll just put an example here. I always dreamt that whenever I build a house, I will have 3 faucets, one for water, one for Coca-Cola, and the other one, the last one, for M&Ms. Now, this was a dream, or this was like a thing that I had, but when I grew up, I understood that's not really possible to make tanks of Coca-Cola and M&Ms. So I'm sure you guys have some inspiration for dessert or savory, that's your choice. But let's focus on dessert for now, since Christmas is around the corner and it's all warm and cozy and a time of a lot of sweet candy stuff, right? Let's look at this next example, girls. Now here the artist created a variation, but keeping unity intact. We've studied unity in detail. Unity is one of the principles of art. And how we can create it in our work, we know that very well by now. Okay? Here the variation of size, shape, and height has created another appealing visual effect of the desserts that have been displayed. All right. Next, we come on to this. This example of his work, of Wayne's work, is asymmetric or off balance. Even if it's off balance, there is a big section of the counter that's empty inside and on the top, yet your eyes are automatically drawn towards the dessert only. Why? Because the dessert that's kept inside of this cabinet is very minimalistic, but the one that's on top is highly detailed, decorative. So you don't miss that out. Your eyes will not miss it out if you cross by this counter. Okay? Now these are very simple, basic examples of a very 70s era sort of food displays and desserts. What I want you to do is think upon these questions. What do you see in these paintings? What are the similarities? What are the differences? Why did the artist make these? What artistic element do you see in these paintings? Do you recognize pattern and lines? Is there any unity? These are questions that I would ask normally when we're discussing in class, right? But here I want you to just quietly think about these questions and tick mark how many of these came into your mind when we were discussing the examples, right? Even if you missed out a few, I want you to answer them on your own and try and find out the answers in these examples. All right? Then comes the work that we need to do. It's a very, very fun, exciting sort of a task. You have your gadgets, you have your laptops, I'm sure. I just want you to type menu in the search bar to look up menu templates on Microsoft Words. Now, templates are pre-created different styles of menu. Every cafe, every restaurant that we go to has a menu, right? You have a menu from where you look up the dish or the dessert that you want. So I need you to find a template from Microsoft Word, just type it in the box above, and you'll come across a lot of examples. I want you to choose one of them and then create creative names for your desserts. Create this menu and take a screenshot. Save it and then take a screenshot of it. Then what I want you to do is you need to design and name a cafe inspired by Wayne's paintings of desserts. Now, the cafe should be about food and desserts that are served at your restaurant. If it was your restaurant that you had to make, what sort of cafe and what sort of a name would you actually make? What you need to do is you will search for a poster, menu, and display, right? These are three different things. Menu, you've already done. Then you will look up for a poster template and then create a poster on Microsoft Word as well. Now you will edit the template to customize it. You will search, scan, or photograph your paintings of food to add images and shapes to create a theme for your cafe or restaurant. The theme, colors, form, and texture must be designed using Unity as the primary principle of design in your work. Now that is again important. We're still focusing on Unity because creating Unity takes a lot of things in the back end. I'm very sure you girls are very familiar with it and you will create great works of this. Repeating myself again, you need to make a menu and a poster and a display board from Microsoft Word. The paintings or the food pictures, either you can create them on your art pads or you can take pictures of the food that you have around. I know most of you bake at home as well and cook as well. You can even use those pictures if you've made something in the holidays or stuff, right? Thank you so much. I hope you have a good time. I'm sure you'll enjoy this. This is something very different, very new, and not all old school. And this will be a lot of fun creating. All right? If you have any other questions, I'm right here. Please let me know. Thank you.